All right, so I got a stat for you from everyone's favorite reporter, Stephen Bondi. Here's the stat. In the 3 games since acquiring Derrick Rose, the Knicks bench has outscored the opponent by 74 points. Roll the intro.
Take note.
Big Beach.
We're here.
My man Alan just did.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys? Go!
Terry and Trey here, and we got another win. We are now just 2 below 500. Can you believe we are 13 and 15 right now?
It's funny. You're saying, can you believe we're like close to 500? Whereas most teams that would be, okay, things aren't going that well, or that's whatever. For us, and given the last few years, this season has been nothing short of incredible. We are a playoff team.
We're on the climb. I am so happy to see good basketball and to see this team just improving and improving. They're changing different pieces, and the team just seems to be getting better and better. Tonight blew out the Rockets. We got a little. We did have a fantastic first half. The first half was exactly what you want to see from the team play. I mean, almost no turnovers. I think that's our first turnover for the entire game was like 23, 24 minutes into the game. And then in the third quarter, we kind of just started turning. But great first half. You know, we always know that when the third quarter comes, we're going to kind of have the other team, because that is supposedly when the other team is supposed to like make their push, right? So we kind of know to expect that. We were able to hold them down. Yes, they got them within 7 points of us, I think. I think that was the closest they got, right?
I think maybe it got to 5, but the third quarter gave me flashbacks. It felt like because it reminded me of the Knicks' third quarters of old, right? We come out in these third quarters, come out flat, come out unmotivated. A team kind of punches us in the mouth, and we can't recover. But but continue. Yeah, it got within 5, and then Mr. Someone popped up and changed the game. Let's get him on the screen. The man of the moment yet again, Emmanuel Quickley. What? I don't even know what to say anymore. He made 4 of 6 of his 3-pointers, right? He's giving us this consistent energy. This kid is not nervous at all. I have not seen him show any kind of hesitation since he's been playing for us, since he came into the league, basically the professional league. And what an asset for us. I can't believe, we never get lucky like this. That's the thing about IQ. We really don't get lucky like this. It feels weird.
Actually, let me take that back a little bit, because I do feel with Mitch, it was kind of a similar situation, but not on this level. I did feel lucky we got Mitch. He was kind of like, not the steal of the draft, but the steal for us. Yeah. And now Emmanuel Quickley, I can confidently say the steal of the draft for us.
Oh, the steal of the draft in the league. He is a top 5 rookie of the year candidate, and he was drafted number 25, as we know. I think for me, when I say we don't get guys like this, Mitch, obviously, really nice pick. He's doing a lot for us at the center position. Also, we didn't address it. Mitch will be out for 6 weeks. For the fractured hand, he's going to have surgeries on the bench tonight, going crazy. Get to see, wishing him the best. We will need him. But with IQ, what I mean specifically is we never get these guys, these point guards, these shooting guards that come into the league and are just bombing threes. They're dynamic. They can score so easily. It's like they don't even have to think about scoring in the NBA. And you see these guys every season pop up on this team, that team, and we've been struggling. IQ is a breath of fresh air. 22 points tonight. He was plus 17. He was 7 of 9 for the field and 4 of 4 from the line. You said 4 of 6 from 3. He came in, and that third quarter, we really played poorly. I actually said, I tweeted out, delete this entire quarter.
Right.
And right as I did, Quickley came in, hit a couple of threes that were so important. And this is the thing with 3-point shooters. We did not play a good quarter. It was a poor quarter by all standards. We were sloppy. We were, I don't want to say demotivated, but we just weren't firing on all cylinders. And that happens, right? But you have a guy like Quickley, where even if you're not playing well, he can just come down, hit 2 threes, and all of a sudden, a 5-point lead or a 7-point lead is back to 11, 13, 15 points, and we go into the fourth, and then it's a lot easier, smooth sailing from there. It is an elite skill. It is a skill that drives the NBA, and we finally have someone who just does it.
And the timing, because the timing of those, when we're down in the third quarter, we're starting to feel the game can start to slip away from us. making those 3-pointers at that time is what is so important, because then it takes you into the fourth quarter on a high, knowing that, okay, we can ride this out now and we actually have this game. Who else do you want to talk about tonight? Because who was also drafted with Emmanuel Quickley?
Obi Toppin, listen. So, okay, that Obi dunk at the end.
Yes.
A rare Kevin Knox sighting, by the way. Shout out to Kevin Knox, who actually looked really good in his 2 minutes of basketball.
I know. I was glad they at least let him play, right?
Yeah. But Obi comes in, and Obi's been better and better. You notice the past week or so, Obi had just been. It was going to take him time. It was. I don't think it was too crazy to be worried about Obi in a sense. Not worried long term, but worried about where he'd fit in, given Randall, given everything. But Obi's taking his time. He's growing into the game a bit more. But the real change for Obi is a man we'll talk about more later. We'll save him for later. But Derrick Rose has completely changed, I think, Obi's involvement in the team. And Obi's looking more active now. I think that dunk was something, that's what he does. It's his athleticism, his excitement. 1 of 4 from 3, still shooting too many threes for me sometimes, but 5 of 9 from the field. He was in there in the paint fighting. He's taking guys in the post. This is what we want to see. 15 minutes, not a lot of time, but more production coming out of Obi.
Yeah, and I think he already knows, and Tibbs already knows, the one thing that he does have to work on is his defense.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to. I think we're going to see that. We're going to see that probably more next season, right? Because it takes them a little while to kind of get acclimated and play on the court, and then see where their faults are, where their strong and weak points are. And I think that they're definitely going to be working on his defense. But I liked what I saw from him tonight. And we were talking. I know we brought up trade yesterday, and a lot of people in the comments, when we bring up trade, they get really upset. And I want people to understand that when we talk about trades, it's not that we want to trade these guys. It's just part of the NBA. It's what's happening. And I learned it firsthand with a rude awakening with that guy, number
6. Yeah.
So that was my first experience, sort of seeing that the whole team kind of get shaken up and things changing, immediately. So when we talk about trade, guys, it's not that we want this team to be split apart. We like the team, we love the team, but we know that the coaches and the assistant guy, the front office, they're going to make changes because they want to make the playoffs. Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, we'll detour to this and come back to the game, because I think I'm glad you brought it up. Right now, my gut feeling about this team, what I think they should do is listen, I like Frank, but honestly, he's not playing. I think if you can get some value out of Frank and maybe Austin Rivers before they hit, their free agents, basically. Austin has 2 more years. He's on a good deal. I think Austin stays, but I'm just saying, if a contender feels a need for them and wants to toss you maybe a protected first-round pick, which I think is ambitious, but it makes sense, I'm not against doing that, right? But I think right now the Knicks should stay pat. I do not, even when I was talking about the trades, I don't want them to go and blow up the team now for a Bradley Beal or a Zach LaVine. I don't think it's the time, right? I think we finally, 13 and 15, maybe we finish this season right in the play-in and the playoff games, in the play-in games, and maybe make the playoffs. Right. I think we took a step forward to a level of the Knicks aren't a dumpster fire, they're a solid team. I think every game you're seeing teams play us, they're like, oh man, these Knicks aren't the same Knicks. You can tell. So I think we need to take that step forward and see where these guys develop to before we make a big splash with a trade. But let's keep it real. A trade will come at some point. You cannot pay all of these guys eventually, and they will be looking to consolidate some of them together and make a trade. So listen, we're not advocating for any of this. Right now, the team is rocking. Got to keep things consistent. But it's also the name of the game with the NBA. If you're not improving, you're declining. And as much as you're doing, we see teams that last year were doing well. This year, they didn't take that step forward. And now all of a sudden, they have to think about it again. So I know Leon Rose is not going to let this team get stale at any point. He's always going to be looking to wheel and deal. If he sees a really good move we can make without giving up too much, he's going to do it. But right now, I want to talk about this group because the second unit, I brought the stat to start the game.
Okay.
They have been insane. That Derrick Rose and Emmanuel Quickley backcourt, it just provides. We're overrunning most of the team's benches. I don't think these benches can compete with Rose, Burks, Quickley, right? The way Obi's playing these days, and even Taj now coming in. Right. That bench is a very good bench in the NBA. A lot of those guys could possibly start.
So I was going to say, I don't really, I follow the rest of the league sort of loosely, so I may know some of the guys, but I definitely don't know the second units like that. And it seems to me that our second unit is quite strong and quite solid. So and also I think they actually bring something different than the first unit.
Yep.
So you know, what I'm seeing in the last few games is that we're getting all of the starters are scoring, which is great. And then that second unit, they're kind of stepping up as well. So we're seeing, you know, even though we don't have that one guy, I mean, yes, Randall, who was giving us points, and tonight Quickley, even though we don't have that one guy that's giving us like 30 points, like we don't have the Kevin Durant and the Harden or what have you, but I think we have consistency with everyone knowing how to step up and knowing how to bring some, even if it's not points, bringing us, you know, taking us to the next part we have to go.
Yeah, and I think this guy on the screen, Derrick Rose, another good game for him. Every game he's had with us has been very good so far. You heard the story. He stayed after the road trip, coming back, going with the coach to make sure he can run over the plays. He's talking to Quickley on the court. They're laughing it up. He is passing the ball. He's getting everyone involved. He is being like the perfect vet. It's crazy because Derrick Rose's first time here was such a disaster in the end, really.
Right.
And this time couldn't be more opposite.
Listen, first of all, that training facility is way the hell out in Tarrytown. I don't know where Derrick Rose lives, but it's far. Yeah. And then, to me, it looked like he got his hair did too. So I want to know, where did he have all this time? They came back last night. Last night, he went to the training facility. Obviously, he was there for a couple hours. And then this morning, he went to get his hair did?
We're going to see the video.
Staying sharp on the court and off.
I like it. I'm like, Derrick was probably getting his hair re-braided while he was watching the film. But look, he's having a guy that Tim trusts in there. He comes in, he does a job, but he's doing more than his job for me because yes, he's scoring when we need it, but you can genuinely see he just uplifted the entire second unit. Obi's benefiting, I think, the most. And IQ, I'm watching Quickley, right? And another incredible game today, as we spoke about. But I'm watching Quickley's like year so far in his development, and it just feels like he's respected around the league. You know, you heard John Wall talking about IQ. I tweeted in earlier that IQ is like a 32-year-old vet from Europe in disguise. You know, he doesn't feel like a real rookie because he's getting respect from the top guys in the league or the guys who've been here a while. Yep. Even on his own team, Derrick Rose, a former MVP, is talking to IQ like a peer. IQ is bringing the ball up the court, telling Derrick Rose, all right, get out there, I'm going to do this. And it's the whole vibe. And I think for Quickley, having a mentor and who Derrick Rose has turned out to be now as a mentor, for him right now, when he's 20 years old, this stuff is going to stick with him. Derrick Rose may have maybe like 3-4 years left in the league. Right. But if this time is with Quickley, what Quickley is going to get from this will last him forever.
I think I mentioned it before. I think that Quickley can actually turn into who Derrick Rose is because meaning with that lead, not necessarily his playing style, but meaning his leadership qualities and the mental aspect that he brings to the game, being able to sort of be, what did I say, that he was like such a great PR person, right? And that's part of it too, being on the team, being able to get along with everyone so that when you are maybe giving someone pointers or critiquing them or asking them about a certain play, it's not going to come off as I'm talking down to you, but it's coming off as, you know, as the team, we're coming together sort of thing. And I see that from Derrick Rose, and I think he's only going to pass that on to Quickley. And I could see Quickley at 30 years old being that guy. Hopefully he's still playing for us. We'll see.
Oh, he better be. You better listen, Quickley better be here forever. Yeah, I think what you're describing really is respect. Derrick Rose has that respect, right? Former league MVP. You see the guys, they listen to him. You're not going to tell Derrick Rose no, right? And I think Derrick Rose now being older, like you said, more mature, understands his role better. I want to shout out really quickly to Taj Gibson. Mitch is going to be gone for a while. I trust Taj. Tibbs trusts Taj. Taj playing 50 minutes per game. He's always going to be solid.
Right. And Nerlens, I don't know what his box
5 for 6 tonight. Listen, 5 for 6. Not bad. Right.
So yeah. They're going to definitely have to hold it down while Mitch is not here. And, you know, let's see what happens with them.
Yeah. All right. So I know you got a comment you want to bring up. So what y'all talking about? Let us know. Keep dropping your comments, guys. We're gonna feature some of them in the show.
I should have typed this up actually, but this is Drama King 9. So I guess it's Drama King 9 or Drama King. I don't know. There's a really simple comment though. It's really nice. He says, "Bro, we're a shooter away from being a playoff team."
Well, I mean, I think we're a playoff team now, but the truth is, and just to talk about trades, there have been rumors about JJ Redick, who's obviously a very good shooter, not having the best year, but I think it's more the situation. If you remember, he has that place in Brooklyn. Like he bought his $4 million condo in Brooklyn, and when he played for the 76ers, he used to live in Brooklyn and go to Philly.
You told me
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he wants to come back to New York. It's like pretty clear that either the Nets don't really have anything left to trade, obviously, after they've gutted their whole team. So there are rumors, and we could take JJ Redick because we have all that cap space. We wouldn't really have to give anything back. We could give back something light. That could be a frank trade. You'll see. But listen, right now the rotation looks pretty good. But getting another elite shooter, I think, would really help. Like Bullock hit his shots today, and Bullock has been generally pretty good this season. But I still do feel I agree with that comment. We need a Duncan Robinson type of guy, Steve Novak type of guy.
Right. Listen, yesterday we were upset because we were saying that Tibbs still had Julius in there in the last 4 minutes, right? And I think quite a few Knicks fans were upset about that. So I think Tibbs hurt us tonight because he pulled him out at the right time. And I have a little comment here from OC saying, thank you for bringing up the D Rose injury sustained during garbage time with the Bulls. Randall should not be playing so many minutes. Tibbs is going to get his players hurt. And how come Elfrid Payton gets so much hate and no one says anything about RJ Barrett's bad play?
Ooh, okay, so let me address this. So I'm actually going to push back on you a little bit. While he did pull Randall, he pulled him really late. No, I'm saying he still pulled Randall really late tonight. Like, Randall only played 33 minutes, but Obi had a couple of good plays, right? And then he took him out, brought Randall back in, then he brought back Obi in later. But the thing is with Julius, and I've noticed this tonight, they are 1,000% trying to get him to pad his stats in garbage time for the All-Star game. That is why he's playing these minutes. Okay. It's like today, I just watched it. It clicked in my head, like a light bulb went off. I'm like, it makes no sense that Randall's playing. I looked at the rest of the guys around him. It was most of the bench guys. I'm like, they're trying to get Randall's numbers up so he gets more votes for the All-Star game. And to be honest, I get it. As much as obviously, the playoffs are more important. Players do have motivations, do have egos. We are trying to make sure everyone's happy. I think they've seen what Randall's done this year, and I feel like he deserves to be an all-star. So I think they feel like, listen, let's give him a couple 5 minutes here and there in fourth quarter, even if we're winning against bad teams, maybe he can rack up some points. Because those stats do matter for the All-Star game. So I kind of think that's why that's happening. As for RJ, we're not talking about. RJ's now had about, I would say, 4 or 5 rough games in a row. Clyde even said tonight, they were talking about like the rotation, and he said RJ is a bench warmer now. He just kind of noticed that RJ's been benching a lot more. Yeah. How do you feel kind of in general about it right now?
I don't know, because I understand you're gonna have bad games every now and again, right? But I was liking the consistency that I thought we were starting to see from him. So now I'm kind of like, which is the real RJ. What are we going to get from him? Yeah. So I don't know. Does he need to get in the gym? Does he need to watch more tape? Does he need to get in the gym? I don't know what's going on. But I want him to be here, and so I do want to see him get back better again. And what is it? So like the last 4 games, he really hasn't been that effective.
Yeah, last 4, it's been missing a lot of shots at the rim. Yeah. I would say, listen, the season goes through ebbs and flows. RJ was having he had a bad move. Yeah, he started the season kind of okay, pretty good. Had a bad slump when I was in Hawaii. Started playing really well after, and now he's kind of in a slump again. I think it's all ebbs and flows. He plays 22 minutes tonight. I'm just hoping he kind of gets back to it. The season is long, right? This is game 27.
He's definitely got to get back into a groove, because I actually felt he was hitting that groove.
Yeah,
and he was hitting that, like, okay, he's going to give us. Remember, I think he was giving us a consistent 30
minutes. Yeah.
And that was fine. So now he's kind of fallen off of that. I don't know what happened. One more comment I wanted to bring up real quick. This is Kareem Grant. Okay. And he says, that's why this team need a pure point guard. Our whole team moves more fluid and our younger players flourish. Thank you, D Rose.
That sums it up. We've struggled at point guard position for years. It's very clear now. You can just see he's organizing everyone. IQ's benefiting. Everyone's benefiting. And the thing is about Derrick Rose, right? Derrick Rose obviously still a very good player. We still don't have a very good point guard by NBA standards, right? Like Derrick Rose is a very good point guard, but he's not a starter, play 30-something minutes a game type point guard. So there's still so much room for this team to grow, whether it's Quickley next season becoming the full-time starter and playing 30 minutes a game. Right. He's doing everything he's doing now in 20 minutes a game, if that. Some games he's playing 15 minutes. So I'm like, if Quickley, we've debated the starting thing. If Quickley can go through this season in the way he's playing, learning in limited minutes, being hungry, and then next year you kind of unleash him. And now, boom. This team has so much more room to grow. Because as good as Derrick Rose has been, he's still not a top 10, top 15 point guard in the league right now. right?
Yeah.
He can do it in spurts, but he can't do it for the whole game. So imagine a team when maybe Quickley's that guy and now Rose is your backup, right? This Knick team future, I know people have been upset about some of the younger guys not playing as much, but this future is bright. Julius Randle's 26 years old, right? Mitchell Robinson is 22, 23. RJ's still 20. Quickley's 20. Like, all the young guys are not going to hit. You just need a few of them, you know?
We have a young team. They're still developing. We got to be patient. Listen, patience is what we know as Knicks fans. So it's all good. I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. Happy with, I got to be happy. I got to be happy with this right now. This is what we are. I'm thinking about the 13 and 15, us winning 13 games. So I'm happy with that. I believe 10 days from now, they're going to be allowing 2,000 people into the Garden. I am hoping and praying that our rep, Andrew Nasty, can get us.
Wait. Now he's on blast publicly, so he better do it. I'm gonna send him this clip. Get us in the Garden.
Get us up in the Garden, because I want to make so much noise. You know, I
know
when I'm in the Gardens. I want to make so much noise and cheer on this team. They deserve to. I mean, they know, but they deserve to hear us as fans there in the Garden, cheering for them, being on their side, supporting them, and thanking them for us finally getting to see like a good team playing.
Yeah, I tweeted this out as well. Follow us on Twitter, guys, right above there. I tweeted this today. As much as I do miss the idea of like the fans going crazy over this Knicks team, because I'm thinking about it. The way Randall's playing, the way Quickley's playing, it would have been pandemonium. There is a part of me that's like, it's really good that they got to solidify and come together as a group before the outside noise, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like they were in their own Garden bubble. So they played in the bubble, they got to know each other, they worked out the kinks. So by the time that the fans come in, we're not going to get affected by it either way. We're only going to get affected by it positively, actually, I think.
Right.
So we'll see. 2,000 is a start. Hopefully we're in there. But yeah, that's it. Knicks win. I got to say this, back-to-back victory. It's the first time we've won 2 back-to-backs in a season since 2015-2016. Shout out to Jeremy Cohen for that stat. So
wow.
It's been a long time since we've won multiple back-to-backs. Winning 2 back-to-backs with blowout wins both times,
right?
Something that only good teams do, right? I'm being so honest. Back-to-backs are hard. Good teams do it twice in a row, and the Knicks keep rocking here. The schedule's getting a little bit easier. So even with Mitch out, and a good thing about Mitch out is that he's actually out because he's out for the period of time he is. He's also going to be out during All-Star weekend.
Okay.
Which means there's going to be a week of recovery time that doesn't really matter to us.
Nice.
Because the Knicks won't be playing. So hopefully everything works out there. You can come back. But yeah, that's it. Who do we play next? I have the schedule in front of me.
I thought I knew, but I don't. Sorry.
Let me find it. I'm gonna find it. I gotta know. I'm gonna look at the next couple of games, see where we're going. All right. So up next, the Hawks, who have been nowhere near as good as we thought they would. They made a lot of signings. Gallinari, Bogdanovic hasn't really hit. Trae Young, obviously, great. I'm very interested to see how we play. I think we should beat the Hawks. We play the Magic. I think we should beat the Magic. We play the Spurs. I think that could go either way. We play the Timberwolves. We should beat them. We play the Warriors. That could probably go either way. We play the Kings. That could go either way. I'm just looking at these games. You have the Pistons coming up as well, a Dennis Smith Jr. reunion on February 28th. That'll be interesting. And the Pacers in there. So, you see the games coming up. It's not that we just have, definitive wins everywhere, but we're pretty much, and we have been all season. We're going to be in a lot of these games.
Let's go. Go Knicks. Please subscribe to our channel if you like the content. Leave some comments, and we will be picking comments each time that we tape and discuss some of your comments. So give us some fun comments to talk about.
Yeah. All right, guys. Peace. Thanks for watching. Take care.